Hello, word nerds. Happy Sunday. Welcome to our Sunday live chat. Our topic this week is a little up in the air, so we're all just going to kind of chat with you guys, see what you guys want to discuss, because as you can see, once again, there are only two of us this week, so we're going to push back our publishing industry news chat so a week when we can get a few more of us on board, since it is kind of a discussion-y thing. And yeah, so this week we're talking with you guys instead. So for now, Megan, what's new and exciting with you? How's your reading? How's your writing?
Reading has stalled a little bit, but that's okay because I read a lot in January and the beginning of this month. I'm reading a book on how to write romance right now, which is informative, and I'm realizing I know nothing about writing romance. Writing is revisions. So many revisions. All these note cards. But hoping to be done with these ones at the end of this month, which is like a week from now. So I have to really kick it into gear this week.
So this is Forsaken that you're doing right now?
Yeah. So it's the novel I'm querying. How about you?
This month has not been as good on the writing front as last month by any stretch of the imagination. It's been more of a plotting month for me because I'm just getting to the point where every time I sat down to write, I could still get really high word count, but none of it would be worthwhile because it wasn't going in the right direction. So, especially because I'm working on so many different projects at once, I kind of need to like focus where I'm headed a little bit more. But I've been reading a ton, so there's that. I actually finished my 25th book of the year this weekend.
Whoa!
I'm so behind on TV. Pretty soon I'm going to switch from like reading obsessed to going back to television for a while because I miss it. But lots of good books. I finished 1,000 Pieces of You recently, and it was really, really good.
Ooh, I've heard really good things about that one.
And like I have it in ebook. I think I got it in ARC ages ago, but I'm going to buy it anyway just because the cover's so pretty.
Oh,
now
yeah.
that it's in paperback.
They revealed the cover of the third book, too.
Yeah.
And it might be my favorite of the three.
They're all so nice.
Because they're all really nice.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are here with us, let us know what's new and exciting with all of you guys. If you have any questions, please do throw them at us because we need topics and all of that fun stuff. So let us know how you're doing, any writing issues you may be pondering on lately, and we'll check those out for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
Hopefully the comments are working. They're working on my computer. If they aren't working on yours, because sometimes this happens apparently, there is a link in the description to the discussion section of the Wordnerds page where you can also comment, and we can check both of those.
This is the first time it's been working for me, so.
Really?
Yeah, it's promising.
Thank goodness.
I'm going to comment something just to prove that I can. Worked.
Yay!
It has been so long. I feel like that one time we got angry at them during writing group was what really pushed them over the edge.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the most passionate letter I've ever written to anyone. Dear Google, this is why I'm mad at you right now. Refreshing the comments. Welcome to Super Fun Times with Megan and Kelly.
Woo!
So interesting. We've got Geek Squad 2.0 is here, asking if they're late and missed anything. The answer is no, you're not late, and you did not miss anything.
And we were only 5 minutes late, which is pretty good for us.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, it's a little sad considering there were only 2 of us to organize, but still.
We're here now. That's what's important.
There were 2 of us to organize a whole chat, so we were totally getting prepped in the pre-chat and not talking about our dogs and jelly beans.
Not at all. Not at all.
We've also got Sierra's here. The comments are working as well. Kelly says comments.
I did say that.
You did say that. So you're doing plotting, right? For your build a book project?
And my other ones, yeah, in theory. I'm trying to develop a plotting process, but
yeah,
I'm nowhere as talented as you are in this particular department.
Yeah.
Mostly
I don't know
because
if
I
I
just
just call
avoid
it
doing
talent.
it. Hey, willing to like sit down and plan is half the battle, I think.
It's like my procrastination. It's like, you know, it's a lot easier than writing the book? Planning.
I feel the opposite. Like I'd rather write it, but without planning it, I'm running around in circles.
Yeah. I did write the first scene. I think I told you this in a writing group though. But for everyone else, I did write the first scene in the next first draft that I'm going to be writing. And I'm real excited about it. So.
Yeah, I feel like I have a million different projects I want to work on, and I just need to like finish any of these 4 I currently have going so that I can start something new. But
yeah. I still have a whole other fantasy that I want to revise before the quarter's over. I'm setting less ambitious goals for next quarter. That's what I'm learning from this.
I don't know, I'd rather aim high if it makes you push a little further, even if you know you're not going to hit them all. Like Jenna Moresi, I don't know what her actual numbers are, but she doesn't expect to hit them all. Like it's just like, I'm going to set all of these things, and if I hit 2/3, that's great. So I'm cool with that plan.
Yeah. I think I didn't balance the plan quite well enough writing wise. Like next time I think I'm going to plan instead like a small word count goal for every day. Because it's like revise 2 whole novels. And that's a lot of revisions.
Yeah.
For something that I historically don't love. We've got William Whittam. Sorry, I always want to say N at the end. But he spent the weekend writing and wants to know what our favorite places are to write or read.
Bed. Always bed. I found this chair on like some BuzzFeed or whatever article about like gifts for writers, and it's like this chair back and arms that you put in bed, and it has like a cup holder in like the armrest. It's like $80. There's no way I'm gonna buy it, but one day I will never leave. But so yeah, it's like a full chair that you just put on your mattress, and it's got like a pocket in the side that had like books and a tablet tucked into in the picture. I'm like, I could so be on board with this. So,
that's amazing.
Yes, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I do most of my reading in bed, or I have like a chair that I really like because it's really low to the ground because I'm really short and I have very short legs, and so sometimes it's not comfortable for me to just like sit on the couch because my legs will dangle and the circulation will get cut off. So I love that chair, but for writing I pretty much only do it at my desk because
me too, and that's why I like to read elsewhere, so I can go elsewhere because I'm always at my desk. So reading is my like escape.
Yeah, I need to get a nicer desk chair.
Also, the bathtub for reading. I like the bathtub for reading, just being warm.
Yes.
I'll get like real dangerous and like have my Kindle in there with me. But
whoa.
I'm a pretty pro bather, so I'm not too worried. That's gonna bite me in the butt next time. What else is up in the land of comments?
Refreshing. Jody wants to know if either of us have read the book Me Before You, which I have not.
Actually, I got an ARC for it whatever year it came out. I was at BEA, and I never read it. And then I saw the trailer for the movie, and everyone was talking about it. And I've heard good things about it before, and it seems to be one of those books that makes everyone cry. So I'm going to read it in March, and I'm making my mom and my sister read it at the same time, and then we'll all go see the movie together when it comes out. So that's my plan.
I don't know anything about that book. What's the premise?
The movie has Khaleesi, whatever her name is from Game of Thrones, and Finnick from Hunger Games. So
I think I did see that trailer.
Yeah, so it's like he's paralyzed, I think quadriplegic, but I didn't pay that much attention. And she basically comes in as like a companion worker kind of thing, and I'm sure they fall madly in love. So that's really all I know, but it's all I want to know because I assume it's going to break my heart in some way or another. But I'd rather just get there, find out.
Just be sad when it happens.
Yeah. Although, I don't know. I'm pretty bad about, like, I'll look ahead at spoilers if I get too invested. I'm like, if he's gonna die, I just need to know. Don't tell me in the comments, though. Please do not.
We've got a question from Zelda Girl Forever. Random question. Could you guys write on paper without lines? I've tried and my words end up getting crooked, and then I just rage unnecessarily for the next 20 minutes before I quit and do something else.
Yeah, I'm horrible at that.
Yeah.
I'm bad at writing with lines. I have the worst handwriting ever.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I have adequate handwriting, but my, like, spatial, shapal skill.
The lines just kind of
lacking.
slant downward.
Geometry was never my strong suit, so.
Like paper, I'll probably just, like, mind map or something. Just scroll ideas. Hope for the best.
Yeah. Make, like, what's it? Not a Venn diagram, but, like, the charts. I don't know. I don't remember what they're called. Or you just, the, like, web charts.
Yeah.
Like, this is my big idea. I'll just write all the notes. Of course, the circles in that web chart will also not be particularly good circles.
It doesn't have to be pretty.
Let us know any questions you might have, any updates that you have on how your writing is going. We would love to hear about it. Geek Squad 2.0 said that she's gotten a little away from writing because she's starting high school this coming year and had their orientation and picked classes, which is really exciting.
That's so much fun.
Yeah. Picking classes is one of my favorite things in the world.
And it gets so much better, like, after your first year of high school when you get a little more, like, freedom.
I would spend, like, hours just plotting out what classes I could take to graduate. Like, well, I could do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And it was really sad because I never actually, like, followed any of the plans because it was just like, of course I'm going to take all band classes with all my free time. Why would I do anything else? Why would I follow any of these other dreams I've written down on the paper? I'm not bitter.
Yeah, I was not nearly that well thought out. I ended up in, like, a senior level fashion design class at some year in, like, one of my first years of high school with my friends just because I thought it'd be fun. We made a hat that was a cat, though, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Life goals right there.
True that. I did take a drama class.
I took drama every year of high school.
I wish I took it more years, but it always conflicted with band.
I did not take any band classes. In our school, it was, you could start when you were in grade 9, it was take music, drama, or art, I think. But I ended up taking art and drama, so maybe that's not right.
I don't think we were required to do any music because Florida sucks at the arts.
Yeah. It was a one or the other thing with drama and music, though. You didn't have to do one to pick the other.
I was just really into band. I was a band geek. Loved that marching and stuff.
See, we don't even have a marching band at our school. Our high school was not like the, I say, quintessential American high school, but Canadian, obviously. But there was even Canadian schools that were a lot more like we didn't have a football team. So.
Whoa. Our school, like, the thing they cared about most was the football team. So we had to be there to march for the football team.
It was rugby at our school, but even then, there was never like, the whole school comes out to rugby games. We didn't even have we had 3 benches that you could watch games from in the back of the school. Shockingly, no great Canadian athletes have come out of my high school yet. So
Tim Tebow played at my rival high school.
Really?
That's cool.
That's a thing.
That is a thing. I saw him once when his leg was broken and he wasn't playing.
Oh.
So my #1 claim to fame right there. Maybe someday I'll have a book published and that can be my #1 claim to fame.
For now.
For now,
just make that like your Twitter bio.
One time I saw Tim Tebow at a high school football game.
Where he wasn't playing football.
Where he wasn't even playing. Let's see.
Jody has warned me off spoilering myself for Me Before You.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do my best. I have horrible, horrible willpower. I try to avoid anything that's going to make me sad.
Yeah.
But I'll do it. For you, Jody. I got this.
We've got a question from Nina. I am stuck on a manuscript that I'm working on. I skipped past the scene and started writing what comes next, but I still can't figure out a way to connect the two. Every time I try to work on that scene, I manage at most a couple of sentences and then cannot go any farther, or can't go any farther and go back to procrastinating it. Do you guys have any ideas or advice on how to help finish that scene so that I can move on with the manuscript?
Might be something fun to like talk out with. It doesn't even have to be writer friends, just friends. Like, I know that's why my writing group is so fantastic, that there's a plot problem I'm having. You can kind of lay it out and be like, okay, so how can my characters get from here to here? Because I got nothing. Just talking it out with someone other than just playing it over and over in your own head can be useful.
Yeah, I actually did that recently with revisions because I had been procrastinating them. And so I sat my husband down. I was like, okay, please listen to everything I'm struggling with and then tell me your opinions. And it actually really helped. And he's not a writer. He's just has read the book once.
Yeah, that's helpful too. That's where beta readers can come in. Not alpha readers, really. That if you have somebody you trust to just be honest and tell you ideas and brainstorm with you.
Mm-hmm.
And don't rush it. If you get to the end of the book and you're still months and months of nothing, then maybe you need to try some new things. But it may just come to you once you know more about where the story's going.
Yeah. A question from William Whittam. Sorry, dang it. Question 2, which this is a very good question. Do we have any plans for Camp Nano? Because that's coming up in a month. So that's, yeah. Wow.
Not yet.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be done with all of the revisions I want to have done. So maybe I'll save a large chunk of the new first draft I want to write for Camp Nano. So right now, mostly for that, I'm doing world building, which is fun, but taking a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. Feels like Nano is always just such this big looming thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, that's coming. I forgot that was coming. I need to do something.
We've got Layla's here with an update on her writing. She's been editing her Nano 2015 novel and getting some traction. The goal for this year is to finish and edit that manuscript, write and edit another novel, and then start a manuscript for Nano. So pretty ambitious goals, but you can totally do that. And that's really exciting. Way to go. We've got James Brody asked tips for being more descriptive when writing.
This is an area where I struggle. I am more of a go, go, go writer, and then I go back in the second draft and flesh out the world. Don't let yourself get hung up on it, and then once you're more familiar with everything, it'll be easier in that second draft to really get into what things look like and feelings and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. If descriptions are not something that come particularly naturally to you, which they don't come naturally to most people. I know I'm also always oh, it seems like they're talking in a white room right now. Maybe I should write a little more about that. But revisions is really where you can dig into that. You don't want it to stop your progression in the first draft.
Yeah, especially because a lot of people can get hung up on doing too much of it, and that's a lot of what ends up getting cut the next time around. So if you do it more purposefully in another draft, you'll probably have things go a little more smoothly in later. Thingamajigs, I don't know where I'm going with that.
Courtney M asked, do you guys have any tips for Wattpad? I'm trying to write a story there, but I don't know when to start posting chapters. I'm afraid that if I start posting after I write chapter 1, the story will drastically change and then the story will be inconsistent.
Unfortunately, our local Wattpad expert isn't here right now, but I'd give yourself, like, figure out what your posting schedule is going to be. Do you want to do it once a week, twice a week, and then give yourself a couple of weeks head start? And then maybe to the point where you're willing to commit to those early chapters, because you don't want to change things drastically, but you can always do another version once you're done. But let your readers finish the version that they're reading before you try to change anything big, I would guess. Maybe you do a lot of Wattpad stuff, I'm not sure.
I have some chapters on Wattpad that I should have finished, but just did not, which is a terrible thing. But I did, one of the things that I did to help me feel like I wasn't going to have to change a lot was I tried to plot a little beforehand, just like figuring out what were the big things I wanted to happen. And then for that, and really for most stories, I feel like I would like take notes anytime I did something that affected the world building. So like, oh, in chapter 1, so-and-so has magical powers, and like make a note of that and like how they use them in that chapter. That way you can like keep track of things like, oh, this person is feeling like this. And that way if you need to like refer back, you have a nice
That's
little
really
list
smart
of the
too.
world you've created and the people you've created.
So I know some writers who are like Wattpadists, they're kind of letting off steam writing, where you're just kind of like, I don't have to worry too much about this. And I'm sure it can be easy to like lose track of the rules you've set for your world and what color shoes everyone is wearing, because you're just kind of writing the story. So notes would be helpful, I think.
Yeah, I think Erin does a decent amount of plotting, if I'm remembering correctly. I think she's one of the plotters.
No, makes sense.
She puts out a lot of content very quickly. Don't know how she does it.
She's a superhero.
Geek Squad 2.0 said, I don't like going through the My Works page on Wattpad because it's like a graveyard for books.
Yeah.
That's about right, yeah. Oh, look at all these ideas I once had. What a day. Yeah, and like Kelly said, with Wattpad, like after you've written it all out, it doesn't have to be like the end of the story forever. You can go back and do another draft. I mean, Erin published Frost, and she did some pretty drastic
it was pretty different.
So you have a lot of options, which is really awesome in the publishing world right now.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm all like, I want to go back and write all that Wattpad stuff, but only once I'm sure I can finish all that Wattpad stuff.
Yeah, I always think to myself that I'm gonna go back to it, but then I just don't like the story that much anymore because it was an idea I had a really long time ago. Who are those people anyway? What are they doing? I don't know. And there's a really old person who's the bad guy, and it's like, how are you teenagers fighting this old person? This makes no sense. Refreshing the comments so much.
Didn't there used to be like a way to just go to the comments? Like you could click on comments or something?
Mm-hmm. That's gone now.
No. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
Yeah, at least people can comment. Hopefully they'll fix that later. That doesn't have to be an immediate fix.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. Although I would be curious to figure out how that like question and answer thing worked and all of those other things we were hoping to figure out if this didn't get fixed. But
Yeah.
this really is the easiest way, so hooray.
The question and answer thing was confusing. If anyone knows how to use that, let us know. So writing.
Yes, I take it we're out of comments now.
Yeah. So now we have to come up with a topic until someone asks another
How
question.
about them books?
Books. So many.
Have you read Red Queen?
No.
I read it over a year ago. I have no idea.
I need to download the ebook or buy the actual book, but probably the ebook because it's usually a little cheaper. But it's I've already spent my book budget for this month, so I have to find a way to make it look like I need this.
I don't think Erica or Kaylin has read it either, so we'll see how next week turns out.
Yeah, Kaylin may have read it. We gave it to her.
Oh, that's true. Yep. She mentioned it recently. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe. That'd be good.
Yeah, I'll have it read for sure. It's just a matter of where I'm going to get it. It will be legally. That much I know for sure.
I remember liking it. I just don't remember a lot of the details.
Yeah. Emma was like live texting me while she read it. She was like, this is okay. It's fine. And then suddenly, what is happening? So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, part of me said like I could maybe reread that this week, but I'm trying to not do too many rereads.
Yeah. Oh, what the heck? The hardcover's cheaper than the Kindle right now.
Really?
What the freak? What is even happening right now?
I guess it's probably on some sort of promo in order to like boost those sales for the because like
Probably.
both it and the sequel are like top bestsellery things at the moment.
Real cheap on Amazon though. So for anyone who's interested in participating in the Wordnerds Book Club, it's real cheap on Amazon right now. We're reading Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard.
And if you're curious what else we will be reading this year, there is a video with all of our book club picks for the year. And there's some really, really good ones that I'm really excited to read or make people discuss with me because I've already read and loved them. I feel like March is Raven Boys, yeah? I think.
Did we? I feel like we switched it because Emma can't be there and she was going to host Raven Boys.
Okay.
I'm not sure on that though.
Yeah, I don't know what we ended up
the end of March is Easter and that Emma will not be here for Easter because they do a family reunion every year. I've been to it once, I think. The Red Queen hardcover is also very cheap on Barnes & Noble right now. Cheaper than the Nook version. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. On Barnes & Noble, if you're not a member, you have to pay for shipping. I guess same with Amazon Prime, though. If you're not an Amazon Prime member, you have to pay for shipping. But my dad has Amazon Prime, so... And I actually have a Barnes & Noble membership now. I don't know what happened. I thought it expired. But I think maybe because my mom bought the membership for me as a birthday present. And I don't know if it just like automatically charged to her account or what, but it's not expired. So keeping that for another year.
Yeah, we briefly considered getting it, but in Canada with Prime, you don't get any of the book benefits or all the TV shows, and it's the same price just for shipping.
Really?
Yeah. So
lame.
It's no good.
We had another one.
Every time I've done a trial, it gets here slower when I do Prime because I live really close to like 3 Amazon fulfillment centers, and it takes longer somehow when I do Prime. So I'm not impressed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do they just come from like specific warehouses or something?
I don't know. Like, I think it gets put in a different queue, and it just
Canada.
or because they're doing the fancier shipping. Because it's still like 2 days, but like I can order something and have 2 day shipping for free. So
wow.
unless it comes from where Erin lives, then it takes forever. But
yeah, yeah. If I do something without the 2 day shipping, it takes like a week and a half to get to me because I live far away from everything.
my current life goal is I have to live within like a 20-minute drive to an Amazon warehouse.
Seems reasonable.
I think so.
Geek Squad 2.0 had a Wattpad related question. I feel like going through and taking everything off of my Wattpad and completely redoing it, but I'm not sure if I should. Thoughts?
If you have completed stories on there, I would probably keep them.
Yeah.
I feel like we should just do like a full-on Wattpad chat sometime.
Yeah, we really should.
Make Erin bring some of her fancy dance friends.
Yeah, yes. This is happening. And if there are any incomplete things that you do want to get rid of, rather than just posting that it's like incompleted and it's not going to be completed, incomplete and not going to be completed, I would say save the writing before you delete it so that you have it somewhere in case you ever do want to revisit that, or if there's characters in there or plot points that you would want to use for a different story at some point. That way it's still there for you. It's like keeping your ex's phone number. It's always
just in case.
Got a question from James Brody. So my economics class, we're plotting out our future careers and stuff, and I want to do something in writing, but I know it can be hard to start out and actually get a novel published. Do you think I should minor in something that I can fall back on just in case writing doesn't work out?
That's tough.
I'm going to get really, really real with you because I have 3 minors, and I will tell you that minors do nothing for you. So if you're not interested in it, don't minor in it.
But even then, like whatever you're majoring in, you don't need to major in writing or English, or like presumably you're passionate about more than one thing, that you can focus on one thing and still put energy into writing a book as well. And
that being said, if writing is like what you really, really want to study and you feel like that's what you want to do and that that's what's right for you, there are still jobs in writing that aren't just getting a novel published. You could do journalism, freelance writing, editing, teaching, obviously. So you just have to kind of go in with your eyes open, because publishing a book and making enough money to live off of is hard and does not happen for most writers.
And even then, it's hard to make that a plan A, that you're going to need another job in the meantime as you're writing a book. So find something else that kind of will help you improve your writing as you're going, and then
yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah. I do not miss having to make these kind of decisions.
Yeah. I love planning for college. We already talked about this in the chat. Planning for what you're going to study is one of my favorite things, and I wish I could have majored in planning what other people would study. I think that's called college advisement, but I don't like human resources enough to want to major in it. I need a major that's telling people what to do that doesn't involve math. We've got a question. Courtney M., what's your opinion on writing more than one story at a time?
Do it.
Yeah.
It can be distracting and hard, so you need to like come up with some sort of process of like, okay, I'm going to work on this story in the morning, or 1 week on this story and 1 week on this story, or just be prepared that it's going to take a little more revisions to clean up all of the wires you got crossed and the characters who accidentally wandered into the wrong book and all of that. But I see no reason not to do it. I find it helps me keep moving forward, that if I get stuck on one, I have time to ruminate on that, and while I'm working on another one, that I'm not losing the time just sitting around planning to write, because you're always figuring out what's going to happen in your book next, so you don't need to take that time off writing.
Yeah.
So, I'm all for it.
Yeah, for me, like personally, it doesn't work as well for me if I'm trying to do 2 first drafts at a time. So I like to have like something I'm revising and something I'm drafting. But I know for Kyra, our honorary word nerd, she was talking about this recently, how like she actually really, really struggles to write a first draft if she doesn't also have another project. Like somehow it just like balances out better, and there's like more motivation if you just always have something you want to work on.
And it helps keep you in that like writing headspace if you're just kind of always thinking about different stages of the project. So
Yeah.
I know some people who are very, very against it, and find whatever works for you, but I see no reason not to if you can make it work.
Yeah, as long
And
as
if you're not sure,
ready.
try it. Like, so you can always be like, nope, this is a bad plan. I'll just focus on this one. And there are times I definitely need to do that. I'm just like, okay, I'm getting way too distracted here. I'm just going to finish this one, and then I can move on.
But Jody had an interesting question. She's working on this story. She's got a description in the comments on like what the story actually is. And sorry, I'm reading this to make sure I describe it well. And so she kind of left off at the end of like a plot point, I think. That's how I want to describe it. And is stuck and doesn't know where to take the story. And she asked, should I just make it a short story or work on something else, throw that story away, or just free write till something comes to me?
I'm going to quickly read this. I would think, looking at your specific story, you want to find what the point of conflict is. Like, don't just let it be things are happening because she met this person. It needs to be what are the stakes here? Where's the tension coming from? So if you have some sort of inciting incident happen when she meets this famous singer, that will probably help it make it a little bit easier to figure out where you're supposed to be going next.
Yeah, for sure. And if it feels like the story's over, even though like you may have initially wanted it to be a novel, it's okay to just have it be a short story. Like, if
for
you
sure.
feel like their tale's done.
And don't force it. Like,
yeah,
it'd be better off with a great short story than trying to drag it out.
Yeah, but if that tension is there, then you could just need to do some character sketches or just think about it and let the idea ruminate and figure out how you're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, it sounds like the type of story where knowing your characters will help a lot of like, okay, so what would they do next that would, like if they're naturally just going to part ways and never see each other again, then there's your answer. But if there's some way they could reconnect or something like that, that'll keep things going.
William asked, the writings behind you on the bookcase, what do they say? I'm not sure if he's talking about my bookcase or yours, because there's lots of writing on your bookcase behind you.
Mine isn't anything interesting. It is numbers written out. It was an IKEA fabric. I think up there, it's like 70 and
that's
5.
what it is. Okay. Yeah. I was like, I feel like that's just books on mine. There's nothing interesting there. I've gotten so used to your wallpaper thing that I forgot it was there.
They discontinued the fabric, which makes me really sad because I'm going to need more bookcases, and probably soon, because I'm just piling things on the floor again. So.
Just make like a tower or an archway, and then you could just vlog under the arch.
Yes. I like this plan.
It's foolproof. It will never collapse and destroy your computer.
All right.
Thank you so much for all of your comments, guys.
Yes, you actually managed to keep us busy with just 2 of us, so that is quite the feat.
Yeah.
So, thank you very, very much. Kind of like that we just had a week to just like talk to you guys rather than going into some topic.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what month our book chat is for the Naturals?
I want to say June because I feel like May is a contemporary one that I haven't read yet. So if the only options are May or June, it's June.
I can try and pull it up on my Gmail right now, but we'll find out.
I've got that video as like the. Oh no, it's not there.
Dang it!
I'd saved it as like the returning viewer comes to the channel video.
Oh yeah, I see it every time now.
All right, skipping through to find an answer for you. February. Oh, April.
April. Look at that.
Glad I checked. So, oh, that would make it potentially March then, wouldn't it? If we're maybe skipping, we should talk to people and let them know.
Yeah.
Because if
we will let you know real soon if the Naturals is getting shifted from April.
Because we can always just do the March book club a week earlier.
Yeah. So many options.
I'm just looking through again. I really want to read The Raven Boys, though. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's one of those books that I've been meaning to read.
Me too.
And like I follow Maggie Stiefvater on Tumblr, and so I always see her posting all about the Raven King coming out. I'm like, you know, I should get in on this. Lots of people are really excited.
But now that the last book is coming out, that's when I'm like most excited to like jump in because I know I won't have to wait long. Because that one got pushed back a few times or something, right?
Yeah, I think it did.
So I'm not a person who likes to wait. Give me all the books and give them to me now.
Yeah, I just forget. Like if I don't love the book, then if I have to wait, I will forget and I won't go back.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more questions. A rather smart llama asked, how many projects are you currently working on? Any shiny new ideas?
Too many and yes. I think I have 4 on the go right now. If we're counting building a book, which I haven't actually started writing yet. I'm still plotting that for a couple more weeks. But yeah, you?
I am doing revisions on the book that I'm querying. And after that, I'm going to do another round of revisions on a different fantasy novel. But the whole time I'm kind of also doing world building, and if a chapter comes to me for my shiny new idea, then I'm writing it down. Because I'm not drafting anything, so I don't feel the need to like stop myself.
Yeah.
So
no, that's fair.
Yeah, and the shiny new idea is in 3rd person, and there's 3 points of view. And so I'm really just hoping that they'll all end up with distinct voices that will come to me if I think about them long enough. So
yeah. I'm a big believer that shiny new ideas need to sit for a while, so I think your plan is a good one.
Yeah, thanks. Courtney M asked, do you guys know if it is hard to traditionally publish a book that has been written on Wattpad? I do know the answer to this, and that answer is yes. Any book that's been published somewhere else, whether it's self-published or on Wattpad, is going to be a little harder to sell to a traditional publishing house. Not impossible, but a little bit more difficult. Your agent would almost guaranteed ask you to remove this story from Wattpad. I think they're less likely to make you remove it if it's self-published. It super depends on how well the book did, and what kind of a fan base it's already garnered. But it's not like having a story on Wattpad will not disqualify you from traditionally publishing that idea. I hope that helps. Yeah, just be sure before you query it, revise it a lot. Because I know my story that's on Wattpad, it's only got like a few chapters up and it's already a hot mess. And it's just because a lot of the time people are like publishing as they go. And so you'll want to make sure that you go back. If you were publishing it as you go, you want to make sure you make it as good as it can possibly be before you query it.
I got nothing on this. So.
Yeah, I know when I interned at a literary agency, the agent that I read for had requested a couple of books that had been self-published before. And Kira Cass's book, The Siren, that's coming out, that was self-published. And I'm real excited for that one.
I haven't heard anything about it yet, like review-wise, so I should look into it. Because Kira Cass is great.
Tamara asked, currently beta reading for a friend. We've done a novel exchange. What is the top thing you look for when you're beta reading someone else's work?
That indescribable quality. If they've asked for something specific, it's going to vary by the book and the author and like what you're beta reading for. Because I've had people be like, okay, I'm specifically looking for like glaring plot holes right now. So if they've asked me to look for something specific, even then I pretty much just read generally and comment on everything. So
yeah, I think there's a couple bigger things that I look for, usually like glaring plot holes or like glaring character inconsistencies. And aside from those things, I look for making sure that the character is an active participant in the plot and that things aren't just happening to them the whole time. Yeah, basically just looking to see like, well, this is the kind of person who's been created in this situation. Would this person do this, or are they being forced into this? If that makes any sense.
that's smart. Being a good beta reader can be hard, but it's such a great skill to grow because it helps your own writing, build writer connections.
Yeah,
and a good
for
beta
sure.
reader is a very, very valuable person to have in your life.
Question from James Brody. Do you think vampires and werewolves are overused in YA fiction?
No.
Yeah. Not recently, I don't think, for sure. Like,
and even
everything
then,
goes
like,
through a time.
as long as there are people who want to read it, even if that market is smaller because there's been more, it's still going to be a story worth telling because there are still so many people who love vampire stories. Like, it's a smaller market now because a lot of people burned out on it, but they'll come back eventually and books are forever. So
Yeah.
vampires always seem to come around again and again and again. So I wouldn't worry too much.
If you've got a story, vampire or werewolf, that you like and you're passionate about, then there's going to be someone who wants to read it.
Yeah. They're classic.
They are. Bram Stoker, he knew it.
Clever dude.
William Whittam asked hey, I got the name right that time. Yes, winning. We should end the chat now. Asked, where should I look to find an editor?
Yeah, I don't think she's taking on new people, but
dang it.
I use Kboards has a yellow pages kind of thing. Trying to find, yeah, Kboards yellow pages, a directory of author services. So it has some really good ones there that people will like chime in and be like, this person is great. So, because there are a ton, like it's something you can find a million of just by Googling. The trick is finding someone you work well with. So
yeah,
your best bet's going to be talking to a lot of people and seeing who you have a good like rapport with and who finds stuff in your work, because most editors should be willing to do a sample, so you'll see if they're actually pulling things or they're doing a lot of comments that you disagree with, and you won't want to work with them because they just aren't the type of person who really understands what you're trying to do with your work. So it's something that can be time consuming to find the right one, but very much worth it. So the internet is your friend. I think even Twitter.
Yeah. You can learn a lot about someone's personality from checking out their Twitter.
And if you're looking at like self-publishing books, you can find stuff that are similar to yours and then just email the author and ask who their editor was, because more often than not, they'll be willing to share. So
yeah. That's how I find a ton of information about editors and agents, is like, I like this book. Who's helping you?
Yeah. Actually, more often than not, it'll be in the acknowledgments. So if it's a book that you have, you just peek, but might as well reach out and be like, hey, would you recommend this person? Are they fantastic? And go from there.
We've got Caitlin Laster here, joining a live chat for the first time. Welcome!
Yay!
Usually there's more of us, but we're still real happy you're here. She's playing with Scrivener for the first time and wants to know if we have any tips for plotting out a first draft in Scrivener.
YouTube is your friend. I had a lot of, it took me a while to like really figure out where I was going with Scrivener and how to best use it. So like tutorial videos helped me a lot.
Yeah. I don't know all of the wonderful ways that you can use Scrivener, but I really like the note card tool. So I'll plot out like, oh, well, part 1, I want these things to happen, and I'll put it on a note card or whatever. I actually usually do it by scenes or chapters. And I've been using a little bit more the like research section for storing world building and character stuff, and I've been really enjoying that because then it's like right there and you can do the double-sided thing when you're writing, and that's really nice.
Yeah, I do like that a lot, as well as the like marking of different drafts. It's not really a plotting thing, but like, yes, this chapter is done.
Yeah, I think you can even mark it as a to-do.
Yeah. Scrivener has so many benefits. Just poke around, you'll find a way.
Yeah. Hopefully someday PC Scrivener will be as dope as Mac Scrivener. Don't want to have to buy a Mac just so my Scrivener can be awesome.
No. But I'll do it one day if I can.
Someday. It's like 4th book deal purchase right there. With like 1st book deal, that's like, oh, buy a car. 2nd book deal, you know, a house. So when realistically it's like book deals 1 through 5 go to living.
Yeah. Those are some great book deals. I want a book deal that could get me a house.
Yeah, no, it'll just get me the down payment.
Hey, that's something.
Someday I will not be renting my living space.
Yes.
These comments.
We managed to go for like an hour. I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, go us.
Like last week, it was just Aaron and I were just like, this is scary. What did we talk about? Let's write things for 20 minutes at a time.
Gosh, dang it. No. I clicked on too many things and now everything's going crazy. I just wanted to see what that one new comment was. Oh, it's gone. We've got Books and Pages is also here. Busy with school, but is re-outlining a rough draft and working on adding and removing scenes. So way to go. We're glad you were able to make it. I'm not seeing any new questions.
All right, well, this is as good a time as any to wrap things for the evening. This has been a very, very good chat, though. I am super happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will be back next week with our usual live book club where we're talking about Red Queen and with normal videos throughout the week. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. I had a lot of fun with this, and hopefully we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.